Today is all about JoEllen Stringer. But before we begin, how about a big hand for our soccer team who just won in double A? I love it when they say, Dr. Watts, Dr. Watts. Welcome as we celebrate the naming of our Fieldhouse Court after our long-standing and outstanding women's volleyball coach, JoEllen Stringer. I'm not going to steal the rest of our speakers' thunder by talking about her awards and accomplishments. I'll leave that to them. But I would like to mention a couple things that makes Jo very special to me. First and foremost, her players love her. She treats them like family. She's been up in the middle of the night many times with them, taking care of personal issues, running them back and forth to the emergency room. Many times that only Jo knows, but she wouldn't tell us that. She's not like that. She doesn't want the credit. Secondly is this naming of the Fieldhouse Court is the very first naming of any of our facilities campus-wide. It's been approved by the Board of Trustees. So that shows you the respects that she has from the administration and our board. The recommendation came from her coaches. And as you know, there's no greater honor than being honored by your peers. We call our players, our student athletes, because they're students first. And JoEllen has always emphasized the academic side of her players. Most of them have gone on to continue their education after they finished here. Many of them, as you will see in your program, received scholarships. And lastly, I'd like to mention that I don't think that Bob Stringer is going to be part of the program, I'm not sure, but he deserves a lot of credit because he's been by our side all these years. I know that he's made many trips to the hospital also and to the airport and working with the ladies, and he deserves a lot of credit. I'm not sure what he does for a living, but I know he helps JoEllen a lot. With that, I'd like to introduce the special guests that we have in the front row here, and then proceed with the rest of the program. First is Ryan Reinheimer. He's with KJFF. Next is the president of our Board of Trustees, Pat Lamping. Then there's former President Bill McKenna. Board of Trustees member George Engelbach. Director of our foundation, Carol Klein. And president of our foundation, Bill Seek. Former Dean Paul Moore. Dr. B. Ray Henry, former president. And Sandy is JoEllen's sister. And of course, our guest of honor, JoEllen Stringer. And the chauffeur, Bob Stringer. Senator Ryan McKenna. Current player Becky Mann. Former player Jill Ferguson-Bender. And our head basketball coach, Kevin Emmer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Watts. On a personal note, I am very, very pleased and honored personally to be involved as a member of our coaching staff and as a member of the Jefferson College community. It's been a labor of love the last few weeks helping Marie and helping Dr. Hampton and the other people get this event ready. And it's not overdue, it's timely. It's a perfect time for it, perfect time for the team to shine here at the end of the season. They're playing well, and it's a perfect time to honor JoEllen and everything she's accomplished at Jefferson College. I'm a Johnny-come-lately of sorts. I've just been here a year and a half, so JoEllen had a lot of wins and a lot of alumni who are sitting here to my right, and we want to welcome all them today for being part of this program, for being here to honor JoEllen. It's just been a labor of love for me, and I saw people this week, and people came up to me and said, Coach, you know, you look a little tired, and you've been putting a lot of energy into this event. And I said, actually, that's not why I'm tired. I have 10 freshmen this year on my basketball team, and that's why I'm tired, trying to get them ready to play against SWIC next week. So, and that reminded me of all the freshmen that JoEllen must have coached over those 33 years, 33 groups of freshmen. Pretty amazing, really, to have the care and the patience to bring those young women along and transition them from high school to college freshmen to college sophomores and on. As you can see, most of them getting an education and getting a chance to play somewhere else. So quite an honor for her to bring those freshmen along. That also reminded me of a time I had a chance to help her and Ida. I had just been hired a year ago in August. I'd been here at that time about 4 or 5 months. And they needed my assistance with something, and I obviously was glad to help. JoEllen had hired me, and they needed me to help monitor some of those freshmen. So she said, you know, it's a challenge. They're young. You'll have to communicate well, and you'll have to supervise. So I knew that I was able to communicate. I'd been a coach a long time, and I was able to supervise. So her and Ida were going recruiting, actually, in August. It was preseason. And I think Ida was going to Michigan, and JoEllen was going to the West Coast, and they were going to be gone about a week. And so she said, now, they're freshmen, Kevin, you'll have to communicate well. And so I said, Coach, I can handle it. What do you want them to do while you're gone? And she said, well, it's not volleyball related, which thank goodness for me it wasn't volleyball related because I couldn't have helped her out. But it was conditioning. So she said, I want them to run 5 miles a day while I'm gone. And she said, I'll be gone about a week. And Ida will be gone too, so you and Anna and Juanica will have to monitor. And I said, I've got it, no problem. So they left and went recruiting, and obviously you know how successful they've been recruiting by the group of people that are here and the wins that she has. And they left me in charge. So to be honest, I got busy with basketball just about the minute she left. And so the supervision part started, but I thought, well, you know, Becky was here and Laura was here and Brooke was here and some of the other freshmen were here that year, and I thought, well, they can handle it. She said, did you communicate to them clearly? And I said, yeah, 5 miles a day, every day while you're gone, 7 days, no problem. So, and I just went to work for Coach about 3 months before, and she really hadn't gotten mad at me yet. And so I didn't know what her voice sounded like, but she called me a week later and she said, Kevin. And I thought, boy, I haven't heard her mad, but that sounds like that might be it. So, and I said, Coach, how you doing? And she said, I'm doing good. Did you communicate to my team clearly? I said, yes, I did. Are you supervising them? And I said, I am. She said, did they do their running? I said, well, I told Brooke and I told Becky and Laura, and I said 5 miles a day for 7 days. And she said, well, that's wonderful. They're 35 miles from Jeffco and they need a ride home. So communication is important, and it's not always communication that we think it is. And all those freshmen that she's had over the years had to get that communication. And we're really proud to be part of this today and proud to have worked with her for a year and a half and continue with her as coach while she's athletic director. Our next speaker is a member of the Missouri State Senate. He's an alumnus of Jefferson College. He's a former baseball player here in the early 90s, and he's already helped me an immense amount when I need some assistance as a coach here at Jefferson College. He's completely behind our school, and he's a top flight person. I'd like to bring up Senator Ryan McKenna.
Thank you. It's quite an honor to be here, and it's nice to see that the current administration finally recognized JoEllen. I know the past president was kind of a lazy guy that didn't ever take the time to recognize JoEllen. Thank you, Dr. Watts. On behalf of the Missouri Senate, I'd like to congratulate JoEllen on her retirement and also thank her for all the years here at Jefferson College and for all the young women's lives that she's impacted. I had JoEllen as a teacher when I was here at Jeffco. She's an outstanding woman, salt of the earth. I think we take her for granted. All she does is win. That's all she does. That's not all she does. She also has, her young ladies have very high grade point averages, and I think that's what separates her from a lot of coaches, and she takes a lot of pride in that. I have a resolution. I'm going to paraphrase it, and JoEllen, when you see this, there's a few misspellings and a few sentences that don't make any sense. So I'm going to redo this for you, and I'll get you a proper one. But I'm going to paraphrase. That's state government for you. Whereas the members of the Missouri Senate always welcome the opportunity to acknowledge milestone events in the lives and careers of Missouri residents who have proven to be outstanding citizens in local communities and neighborhoods through the excellence of their accomplishments in collegiate athletics. And whereas JoEllen Stringer is the only head coach to ever serve during the 33-year history of the Jefferson College volleyball program, and she entered her final season as a coach with 1,213 career victories, 30 conference titles, 19 regional championships, and 18 National Junior College Athletic Association academic All-Americans. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the Missouri Senate, join to applaud the personal and professional accomplishments garnered down through the years by JoEllen Stringer and to convey to her this legislative body's most heartfelt best wishes. JoEllen.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks very much. Our next speaker is one of those people that probably doesn't get enough credit for one of those positions on our campus. People don't realize how much she actually does to help promote the college, promote our athletic programs, and just in general, help the mission of the school move forward. And Carol is doing an excellent job, and we're proud to have her, the director of our college foundation, Carol Klein.
I'm just going to take a minute. It's kind of bad that I'm following the senator, but I'm very honored to be here today, and I wanted to tell you that the foundation works very hard to raise funds to support this institution, especially students. And the way we do that is through having an ongoing dialogue with the community. We have to have these conversations about the great things that are happening at Jefferson College. And the foundation would like to thank JoEllen for giving us a new conversation starter. At this time, though, we have an award or an honor to present to JoEllen, and I'd like for that to come from Bill Seek, who's the president of the Foundation Board of Directors.
Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me here today for the special presentation to JoEllen. I spoke with some of the people that have been students of hers in the past, and to the very last one, the things they said about her were always, she is such a nice person. She's like a mother to us. She is so involved in what we do. I understand she actually broke her ankle this year trying to show the girls how to do a dance. So she's really involved with them. The foundation, as Carol said, the purpose of it is to promote the college. We offer scholarships. We help a lot of students get into college. We help students. We did something one time that it was kind of strange for us to do. We had a student that was unable to make it to school because the car had broken down. We loaned them the money to get the car fixed. So our involvement is through our foundation and through the Alumni Association to keep the students that are here now and the students that have been here in the past involved with Jefferson College. It's the jewel of the county, and we should be proud of it. And it's people like JoEllen that have made this campus and this school what it is. So JoEllen, we'd like to present to you this Afghan. There you go. All right.
Thank you, Bill and Carol. Thank you very much. One of the great honors of working here the last year and a half and getting to know Coach Stringer has been the opportunity to work with her side by side as a coach. And even though she's our athletic director and she'll continue in that role, I have had the opportunity to learn a lot from her just being a coach and watching her work. And even though our personalities are not similar in coaching, my personality has taken on a different bend because of the things I've seen her do with some success. And she does that for all of our coaching staff, a wealth of experience, 33 years and 1,200 wins. Somebody said to me last week, I think it was Ryan and Dave on the radio, I was doing a radio in the studio the other day, and Dave said, Coach, you know, keep going and you're going to get your name on a building out there, and, you know, or a floor or something. And I said, yeah, I'm only 1,175 wins away. So that tells you a little bit about, I think if I was 102, I still wouldn't make it. So JoEllen means a lot to us that way as a coaching staff, and our head baseball coach, Sam Carroll, has some comments about that.
Well, it's good to see that Ryan is the other guy here that didn't wear a tie to this event. Thanks, Ryan. Makes me feel good. Just from a baseball standpoint and from a coaching standpoint, I know all four other head coaches here outside of JoEllen, myself, Tony Cook, Steve Peck, and of course Kevin Emmerich were all hired under her watch. As a coach, whenever you come into a program, you know, I think the goal of all coaches is that when you leave that program, is that program better off than what it was when you got there? And I think in JoEllen's case, not only was obviously her program better off than when she got here, because obviously she was the first one to start it, but I think the institution, the community is better off after she has left. And for that, that's very awesome. I wanted to say thank you again. You know, as a coach, from a personal standpoint, I've had the misfortune, or been fortunate enough to witness 4 individuals that have come through here that have been pioneers to this athletic program. And 2 of them are here with us in addition with JoEllen. Dave Oster, our head baseball coach for 27 years. Lloyd Brown, our longtime men's tennis coach. Harold Edding, who will be roasted next week, so we'll get him for not being here today. And then, of course, JoEllen Stringer. These 4 individuals have been pioneers for this athletic department. And I just want to give them a round of applause real quick, all 4 of them. And Coach Stringer, seeing her walk through these halls these 2 years that I've been here has been awesome. She is the matriarch of our athletic program. You know, I gave her a joke the other day. I told her, you know, I'm only 30 years old, and I was looking at this program the other day, and I told Coach Stringer, I said, Coach, you know, you started volleyball here 2 years before I was even born. And she looked at me and she didn't appreciate that, so I'm sure I'll get a pink slip next week. But I just want to say on behalf of the coaching staff, this is an honor and a privilege, and these individuals, JoEllen Stringer, leading the charge here, will be talked about for years and years to come, and for that I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Sam. Sam always puts things in perspective, does a great job. The next person we're going to bring up is Jill Ferguson Bender, a former player. She's going to represent the alumni and have a few words about what it was like to play for JoEllen and represent the people over the years that played and had a chance to go through Jefferson College. And then she has a presentation. Jill Ferguson Bender.
Thank you, Coach Emmerich, and thank you all for being here. I think they might put this sucker a little higher with some volleyball players in You know, when Marie Self asked me if I would say a few words today, and she asked me to be relatively brief, she must have remembered that Coach Stringer encouraged me to be a communications major. And she knew I could go on and on, given the ability, if she didn't give me boundaries, especially when you're speaking about the woman we're here honoring today. When Coach Stringer came to my parents' house almost 13 years ago, yeah, that's what I said when I counted on my fingers, she assured me that she worked harder to get her players out of Jefferson College, worked harder to get them out than she did to get them in. Looking back, I'm wondering if that's because after 2 years of coaching us, she was ready to get rid of us. I cannot imagine basing your livelihood on the performance of 18 and 19-year-old young women. In the meantime, being responsible for their education, their safety, and their overall well-being. Despite the fact that we were boy crazy, and don't you lie, you know we were, and moody and generally naive about the world around us, Coach Stringer not only managed to guide us and teach us, she did so with tenderness, class, and love. Coach Stringer, you told us many times that we were your and Bob's children. Well, I think I can speak on behalf of all your past and current players by saying that we are certainly proud to claim you two as parents. Not many people can say that the winningest collegiate volleyball coach gave you a home away from home, fined us $1 for every curse word we said, hugged us when we cried, and made us better people. You know, the Bible says in Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Coach, no matter whatever else you have done in this life or haven't done, you have certainly trained many individuals in the way that we should go, and we would be foolish to act adversely. So thank you, JoEllen Stringer, for being who God intended you to be, a mentor, a mother of many, and a marvelous woman of character. I pray that the Lord showers you with blessings, and thank him for you and for the difference you made in my life and in the lives of so many others. You are truly cherished. Thank you. We have a presentation for her. It's a volleyball signed by all the alumni and present players here currently today.
Thank you, Joe. Well said. Well said. The next person to come up and speak is a person who I've had an opportunity to watch over the past 2 seasons grow and mature as a player and to a team leader. And I can see that this team this year is heading for some great things next week. And I can see them growing and becoming more competitive. And that's because of the sophomore leadership that they have and the way that they've progressed as young women and volleyball players the last 2 years. And one of the reasons for that is the next speaker, Becky Mann.
Hello. Coach Stringer is a nationally known volleyball coach with an astonishing list of successes. She is passionate about her responsibilities as a coach, and this is obvious because she's been here for 33 years. She's also dedicated to her players, inspiring and motivating us to work harder on and off the court. Other than her role as a head volleyball coach, she is an athletic director. And we can see that she is more than just a coach. She is a mom to all the players that have passed through this program, especially the international and non-local players. Coach Stringer is also our trainer. At every game, she is taping our ankles and shins and wrists, and she's just amazing. Coach is a hip-hop dancer as well. She recently learned the dance to a song called Crank That Shoulder Boy, and she's pretty good at breaking it down. Coach Stringer will be greatly missed. She has a big heart, a big attitude, and a desire to never give up. It has been an honor and a privilege to be part of Coach JoEllen Stringer's volleyball program. Thank you. This is a plaque for JoEllen.
Thank you, Becky and team. The plaque is a rendering of a court at the top with a volleyball underneath, which says JoEllen Stringer Court, and the inscription reads, "By unanimous vote of the Jefferson College Board of Trustees, the JoEllen Stringer Court is dedicated on Saturday, October 27th, 2007, and thus named in her honor. We recognize JoEllen for her 33-year coaching career, 1,230 plus wins, and service to Jefferson County youth and Jefferson College at large. We thank her for serving as a pillar to this institution and congratulate her on this dedication in her name, presented by the Jefferson College Board of Trustees through the team, October 27th, 2007. One of the things that we have in our local communities, which benefits us greatly at Jefferson College and in Jefferson County, is tremendous media people. Print and radio are just tremendous. We get local TV coverage out of St. Louis, which is wonderful as well. And Roger Barentine works closely with those people, does a great job on our campus. And one of those members is with us today to speak on behalf of the media, Ryan Reinheimer from KJEF.
I started working at KJEF 10 years ago as a wet behind the ears part-timer. One of the first things I learned was how strong the Jefferson College athletic programs were. The women's basketball team was turning the corner with Coach Rhodes at that time. Dave Oster had consistent 30-plus win seasons in baseball and was developing major league caliber talent. Lloyd Brown had the tennis team nationally ranked every season. And of course, that success also has carried over to the men's soccer team. Come on, guys. And the women's softball team as well. But there was perhaps one of the programs stood out a little bit more than the others. And when you look at the banners up here on the walls, about half of them are volleyball. Coach Stringer started this program in 1975, and success has followed ever since. After gaining some early recognition, she had offers to leave and go elsewhere, but she didn't. She stayed right here at home in Hillsboro. Her resume is certainly impressive. National tournament appearances, several top 10 finishes, the winning seasons, the All-Americans, the academic All-Americans, the countless players that moved on to four-year institutions. 1,200 wins, too. That's something. She's been inducted into the NJCAA Hall of Fame. It just goes on and on. And when we spoke last week about this dedication during one of our radio programs, she obviously said she was honored. And she also said that people are going to be able to step on her now. Let's face it, nobody's probably walked this floor more than JoEllen ever has, except for perhaps Harold Edding, who started working for the college in 1850. That's a warm-up for next Friday during the roast of Harold Edding at the baseball banquet. Unfortunately, he's not here. But now that JoEllen is retiring from coaching, the college has now decided to put air conditioning in the field house. I guess now that the college won't have to pay her ridiculous coaching salary, they have some extra funds. But in all seriousness, if I had to use one word to describe Coach Stringer, it would be dedication. And hopefully that dedication will lead to another Region 16 championship next week right here. Coach, from everyone in the media, thank you very much for all the help that you've given us. You've always promoted your passion for volleyball very, very well. And this is your day, and I couldn't begin to describe how deserving it's got to be for you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Well said again. Great. Our next guest is a person most of you know. He's been a visible person on our campus since being named the president of the Board of Trustees to me, and I'm sure a visible person to most of you that have known Pat longer than I have. But he is really a bellwether person for our school. He's a fundraiser. He's a community activist. He is just a tremendous person to represent the board, and I've gotten to know him a little bit over the years. And the next person we'll bring up is Pat Lamping, president of the board.
Kevin, thank you very much. I also have a proclamation from Jefferson County. I'm not going to read it today because I don't want anybody up there to fall asleep. But the crux of it is, now therefore be it resolved, the County Commission of Jefferson County, Missouri hereby proclaims the 27th day of October 2007 as JoEllen Stringer Day. So JoEllen. And we're able to air condition the field house because we don't have to pay Bob Stringer anymore. As I was asked to speak a little bit today about JoEllen, a number of things came to mind. But to kind of let you know what kind of life I had, the first thing that popped into my mind was a saying at the funeral of Sir Christopher Wren. And I know it's kind of odd, but he was an architect who, in the 18th century London, really didn't build any monumental buildings. But he was so influential in the lives of others. And at his funeral, the question came up, well, what has he done? Well, one of the rectors there in Westminster Abbey looked this person in the eye and said, Te monumentum circumspect. If you seek his monument, look around. And that's what we need to do today. If you look for JoEllen Stringer's monument, look to the players today, look to the alumni, look to the lives that she's affected. We are all better for having known JoEllen. She has been a wonderful part of the family of Jefferson College. We will miss her. We won't miss Bob. But we will miss JoEllen. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to read the resolution. Whereas, following the 2007-2008 season, JoEllen Stringer will retire from her long-standing coaching position as one of the premier coaches in the nation and the only head coach ever in the 33-year history of Jefferson College volleyball program. And whereas, having developed one of the most successful and recognized volleyball programs in the country, with over 1,200 record-setting career wins, her level of achievement is unparalleled by any other college volleyball coach at any level in the United States. And whereas her teams have won 30 conference titles and 19 regional championships, while having appeared in 21 NJCAA national championship tournaments. And whereas JoEllen's emphasis on academic performance is evident in the long list of scholar athletes and the 18 NJCAA academic All-Americans who have gone on to play and to complete their education at universities across this country. And whereas she has been honored with numerous regional and national awards in testament to her coaching legacy, including being one of the 5 original inductees into the NJCAA Volleyball Coaches Hall of Fame and becoming the first community college coach in the country from any women's or men's Division I school to receive the AVCA Victory Club Award for 1,000 victories. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees that in recognition to her exceptional leadership, her pursuit of excellence, we hereby name and designate the Jefferson College Fieldhouse Athletic Court as the JoEllen Stringer Athletic Court this 11th day of October 2007. Even the most recent Region 16 champions got excited about that one. We will have an unveiling of the replica of what the court will look like. And JoEllen, would you like to come up and help us?
What an honor. I don't know what a person is supposed to say when something is done for them, for something that they so truly love. They wouldn't have had to pay me a dime. The ladies over there, sorry, are the reason I'm here. They put their trust in me, and because of that, I honor them. We have women who are all over this country that are making Jefferson College proud because they worked hard when they were here and they have done well. And I always said that my #1 goal has always been that each of the ladies that have honored us to play for us would have an opportunity to continue on. And this is a good example of the character of people that we have been so privileged to come to Jefferson. And I thank them. I know Bob thanks them. We were talking the other day about how it's enriched our lives. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be athletic director. And I honestly take as much pride in their success as I do my teams, because they are part of me too. And you guys, the best of luck next weekend in your regionals. I mean, your sectionals. They'll be at sectionals at Johnson County. And I have every bit of confidence that these young ladies are the ladies I have now that are going to bring us to the national championships as well. They've worked hard, they're talented, they're an excellent group of young ladies, and they're ready to take that next step. So I have every confidence that we're going to be going to Iowa and finish the season. But no matter what happens in the future or anything, I know that these kids are being left in good hands. I have an awesome staff. I have a young lady who has played for Jefferson as an All-American herself, went on to St. Louis U to be an All-American, and I have every confidence in her ability to take these kids even further. And I think the program will be left in good hands, and they haven't gotten rid of me. I'll be the grandmother of the team. I'll still be around to help them all I can. But I know that Ida and her staff and Corey and Stephanie and all the people that have helped will go on and continue to keep this program the level it's been. And it's because of them, and again, it's because of the young people that trust us to be educated by us and help us train them, that they are the ones that have become and made this program a national respected program. And to the parents out here that has also given us their confidence, I appreciate that, because without your support, then nothing that I could not have been successful at all. To the Board of Trustees, now and past, the presidents now and past, how lucky I've been. When they spoke of the fact that I've had opportunities, yes, I've had opportunities to move on, but absolutely I never felt that there was no place better than Jefferson College to do what I wanted to do, which is to train young ladies and give them the best support that I can give them, both academically and athletically. And no coach could ever ask for a better place, and they call it work, to coach and teach than Jefferson College, because they truly believe in supporting young men and women, and that helps us do our job well. And then like Sam said, if you notice, we're not the only ones successful. It is throughout our program. And we appreciate Dr. Watts, our Board of Trustees, our former presidents. Thank you so much. You're the reason we're successful. I would like Ida to stand, please. Our next volleyball coach, hopefully. Of course, per board approval. I'd also like for our volleyball team to stand. And our alumni. Thank you. I'd like to say thanks to my sister Sandy, who has been there my whole life. And my family. Thank you all.
Thank you, Coach, for giving us this opportunity to come together and giving us another opportunity to talk about the great things at Jefferson College. I'd like to personally thank Marie Self and Dr. Julia Hampton for putting in so much effort and time putting this program together, and all the assistance we've had on campus for this. Thank you. Marie has just been wonderful in everything we try to do. And Coach, thanks again. We're having a meal out in the foyer, a light meal. Thanks everyone for coming, and enjoy your evening.